it's Lily, and in this video we'll be looking at my currently inked pens for March 2024. I have a few rollover pens from last month because I really do like to just write them dry unless there's something really wrong with the pen and ink combo. Otherwise I write them all dry and then clean them out and put something else in them. But first off, we've got Mont Blanc Mystery Black, and it is in the Mont Blanc Star Walker Fine, so that's a rollover. As you can see, hopefully it's a really wet ink, and I love wet inks, so this one is always a winner. Then we've got, next up, my other rollover, Robert Oster Murder Oil, and it is in my Leonardo Memento Zero Grande. Oh, and the Mont Blanc's in a fine, and this is also in a fine, but as you can see, they are definitely not the same. I really think the Mont Blanc is more of like a medium, like a Western medium, and this Robert Oster is more of an actual fine as well. And I just really love seeing the inks like wet and as they dry down. I don't think they take an awfully long time to dry down, but it does, I think, affect some people. Maybe if you're like left-handed and right-handed, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. And I've only, I think, like when actually using the pens, only put my hand accidentally on them and had a little bit of a mess a couple times, so that's okay. Here is a bit of a sample, writing sample, and yeah, it's beautiful, a really nice alternative to black. We have Pilot Iroshizuku Shinkai, and this is in the Pelikan 405 fine nib, and it is a gold nib, and I had it at the end of my video where I was reviewing my February inks, so I had so much trouble with this. I got it, it was super scratchy, and at first I thought it was just me, but I was not having a good experience with it. And then I contacted the retailer and they were really nice. They suggested a couple of things for me to try, but I had already tried them, like flushing it out and whatnot, but it did not work. So I sent it back and they replaced the nib, and this definitely does feel better, but I don't know, I really think this is quite a small pen, so maybe not necessarily something that I can write with for a long period of time. But here is a writing sample, and yeah, Shinkai is just a really nice, reliable blue black, and the ink is always nice and wet as well because it's the Pilot Iroshizuku. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Pelikan 405. Do you have one? What do you think? And now we have Robert Oster Evening Sapphire, and it looks really similar to Shinkai, but I do think it has a bit more black in it because it is also a blue black, but very, very similar. And it is in my Waterman Careen in a medium gold nib. And this is one of the first pens that I got when I got into my fountain pen journey. I really was into the Watermans, so I have a few Watermans that are just black with chrome trim, and this one fit the bill, and it was really a pleasant experience. But because of the way I hold my pen, unfortunately I do get inky fingers quite a lot because of the way the nib is. But I think with this ink, it's not too wet, it's slightly on the dry side, so it doesn't like come out of the nib as much, so that's actually been pretty good. I look forward to using this one a lot more this month. And yeah, I think maybe the combo is just really good, and I've always used it in wetter inks and ended up with inky fingers, and I was really going to give up on this pen, but I know it's made a bit of a comeback on YouTube, so I'm really happy to have one. And next we have Diamine China Blue. This is also a rollover. It's in my TWSBI Kai in the broad nib, and yeah, it's a nice, simple, basic blue. Nothing too much to say about it except I think I have a lot of blues this month. but that's okay. I think maybe next month I'll try to have like a purple and maybe more greens in my currently inked, but for this month this is my third blue and I am not mad about that. This is super wet, as you can see, and yeah, the rose gold trim is really pretty. I think it's a nice reliable ink in a very very wet pen. So yeah, has a bit of red sheening, if you can see there as well. So really nice. And here's the bottle. I have it in the 30 mils and it's just plastic. And next up we have another blue. So if you watched my other videos, you know I like Autumn and Serenity. Oh, Serenity Blue. Okay, I think for this one I just wrote Serenity. But it's in my TWSBI Diamond 580 in the clear in a broad nib. For some reason it got lighter, so if you can see there's a little bit of a difference between this and the China Blue. I don't know why. I thought that ink would evaporate the longer that you leave them in pens, but this kind of went the opposite. I don't know if you can really see in the video, but it's slightly lighter, which is fine. You can still see it, it's quite legible. But yeah, just another broad nib. I really do think I'm finding myself enjoying fine nibs currently, but I do like how the broad nib works. It's just really smooth. And here we have the writing sample. Next up, we have Palette Erishizuku Amairo in the Novella or Narwhal times Cult Pens in the Azura C, and it is in a broad nib. So this is quite nice. I really like the resin that is used on the pen. It's got the gold, wait, not the gold, chrome trim, which is really pretty. I do have a preference for chrome trim, but can appreciate some pens that have gold trims because it just looks better. But I really do like chrome trims, and I no longer have this ink because it is quite similar to another ink that I have. So this is the last of it that I have, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just a nice bright bright sky blue. Next up, the only green in my currently inked is Diamond Eau de Nil, and it's in my TWSBI Eco Tea Mint Blue with a medium steel nib. So this is a new to me pen, and if you saw my shorts, I had hinted towards getting a couple new TWSBIs. So this one I got off someone in a Facebook group that they were selling, and yeah, I've been enjoying it. This is my first time using a medium TWSBI nib. I've only had one fine in an eco and my broad nibs, so medium's been really nice. It's a nice in between. Here's the bottle. I have 80 mils. Because I didn't like this ink in a fine nib last month, I'll see how I go with a medium nib. And this is the other box in my purchase. If you saw the shorts, this is Robert Oster Cherry Blossom, and the pen is a TWSBI Diamond 580 Rose Gold 2 in the white in a medium steel nib. And I really like this pen. It's really pretty, like gold, rose gold trim, just so nice. Like I think my preference is chrome and then rose gold and then gold, but sometimes I think rose gold is above chrome depending on like the pen. I think it does make the pen look more special as well, so I think that's great. And this one actually I got last year, and I know it looks really similar to the pen I just used, but it's a vacuum filler versus a piston filler. And I don't know, I do like it, but I do find myself preferring the piston fillers, which is why I got the Diamond 580. I got that one at the same time as the Eco Tea, both from the same seller on Facebook, and I think I will enjoy them this month. This pen I've inked up with a combination of Robert Oster, Astro Quizarot and Direct Sun. So I was very kindly gifted these as samples from people in the Facebook group, and I had a little bit of Direct Sun left, so I just poured the Eros Astrosta Rot into it. But this is in the Narwhal Original Plus Martyr White, and it's in a broad nib. We have another orange. This is Palette Iroshizuku Ferugaki, and it, as you know, with all the Iroshizuku inks, this is really wet. It is in my Lamy Studio LX All Black in the fine nib. I do not like this pen. I think it is really scratchy. Maybe that's just how it is, but I don't know. I really love how this pen looks. So it's just really sleek. It's all black, but the nib for me, I don't know. I don't think I like it. I do like the size of it. So this fine size, like as you can see, is really nice, but the experience, maybe I just don't like feedback. Yeah, maybe that's it. So here's a writing sample of it, and as you can see, it's the 2019 special edition, but I know it's still floating around and you can purchase it at the moment. So I do love the line width of this, but I think maybe it's just a feedback. This one I forgot to video record, but it's Robert Oster Sushi in the Twist Me Diamond 580 RBT in the broad nib. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Do you have a favorite out of the ones I've used? And what are you inking up for March 2024? Let me know. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.